He joins us, head baseball coach at Southern Miss. Their week got started on Wednesday. That was in Pearl when the Golden Eagles won 7-1 over Mississippi State. Then they had to hit the road for a 3-game series against Louisiana in Lafayette. Lost the opener on Friday night, then bounced back and were able to backside the series with 5-0 and 4-2 wins. Coach, congratulations. What a good week for your baseball team and your baseball program.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, guys really played well this week. Certainly we would have liked to gone 4-0 like every other program would, but given the circumstances, played well on Wednesday against Mississippi State up there in Pearl and really didn't play that bad. Just had one bad inning on Friday and then really responded with Saturday and Sunday with really quality games on our part.
Let's start with the game on Wednesday night, the win against Mississippi State. And obviously that is an important game for your program in the midweek. You get that win. Production at the top of the order from Gabe Montenegro. You had a bunch of guys that swung it pretty well. And then Rodrigo Montenegro with a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored in the game as well. Just kind of your thoughts looking back to Wednesday and how the week began.
Well, honestly, Tanner Hall, our starting pitcher, who went 7 innings and only gave up 5 hits and struck out 13, walked 1. He was in total command the whole night. He really had pitchability that night, mound presence, everything you want on that stage. There were 6,000 plus people there, and it was a really good venue and atmosphere for our team and state to play in front of it. But Tanner, he answered the call.
When I look at your team's overall numbers offensively, they're good, but they're not just blow you away. At this point in the season, do you feel like you guys are led by your pitching staff and the offense is still a little bit of a work in progress, or am I misreading that altogether?
No, I think you're pretty accurate with that. I think that's been the last 2 years, or last year and this year. But, I feel like that we're offensively, we're creating opportunities for ourselves, which is the main thing. That's the goal that we're trying to do, is create those opportunities for us to drive in runs and get people on and kind of control the game offensively. The problem is we just haven't had as much success as we'd like to take a little bit of pressure off our pitchers of getting those runs across after that opportunities have been made. So we've got to continue to do that, create opportunities, but we've got to cash in on them on a more consistent basis.
So we go to the weekend. You win 2 out of 3. You lost the Friday game. You said 1 bad inning. I assume you're talking about the bottom of the 5th inning where you give up 4 runs?
Yes, that's it. And, they did a good job. They hit us for 2, and then were able to get a base hit. Another guy, he hits 2-run homer. So, all of a sudden it's gone from a 1-0 ball game to 5-0. But, credit our guys. We hit them for 3 at the top of the 6th, but that's all the damage that we could do. Really good arm that we faced for Lafayette. Tommy Ray, he threw really well, and he was backed up by a guy out of the pen. Talley did a good job of really kind of handcuffing us that night.
Future conference mate for you. It's always been a good atmosphere in Lafayette. Did it live up this weekend? We've talked about how good your crowds have been at home. That's another place that they draw well and usually have a really good environment.
Oh, they do. They're very passionate. They're smart baseball people. They enjoy their party at the game and everything that involves with it. So
that's right.
But but they're very respectful. And at the end of the game, they shake your hand. They tell you how much they appreciate your hard play. So it is a good venue to go and play at.
Heck of a bounce back on Saturday. You get the shutout, 5 runs on 10 hits. You don't make an error in the ball game. And Hunter Riggins just goes out and gives you 9 innings on 100 pitches. That's pretty darn good, Coach.
Yeah, he was in the driver's seat there as well, Richard. He threw, his pitchability once again. He's spot on. Decision was there in the 8th inning. Coming out of the 8th, he was, I think, at 83 pitches. And, do we send him back out for the 9th? And, he wanted the ball. And, this is his 3rd start of the season, so we're trying to get him up there right at that 100-pitch mark anyway, and that's where it ended. It ended at 100 pitches with a 5-0 shutout for that young man who really, really pitched well.
Have you gotten to the point with this team where you trust your pitcher or pitchers when you have that conversation? Because you need them to be honest with you, right?
Oh, 100%, yes. And, yes, I believe so, too. I think we have some pieces in the bullpen, and they recognize that, too, that we have those guys. So, if they feel like they're at that point where they're kind of out of the gas or whatever to be effective for us, then I think they're very honest in giving their self-evaluation.
Yesterday, you got a 2-2 ball game going into the 8th. You get a single run in the top of the 8th, a single run in the top of the 9th. You get the win 4-2 to win the weekend. What stood out for you yesterday?
Well, just determination to win that game. We were up 2-0 after 3, and we kind of just let them hang around, for the next couple of innings. And finally, they hit us there in the bottom of the 6th for 2 runs to tie it up. And of course, we talk a lot about how baseball and the game of baseball, the mental approach to it, the physical approach mirrors that of a boxing ring. And, we had them on the ropes there early. We tried not to let them off, but we couldn't ever just deliver that blow. And, the fight, the game moved back into the middle of the ring, and when it became 2-2. And so somebody had to go back on the ropes, and our guys, they were just determined to do that. And we had some very clutch hitting there. Will McGillis with a one-out double that really got us going there to plate that 3rd run, and then an outstanding play that took away some momentum, a diving play in the 4-hole there. He was able to throw a guy out from the knees, which was a big-time play for us. But then there in the 9th inning, when Pato was able to get the sac fly to give us that insurance run of 4-2, and then the final relief pitching of Garrett Ramsey, it was well played ball game by us.
Scott, I hope when you finally got home last night, you sat down in your chair and you propped your feet up and you smiled just for a second. But my guess is you weren't able to do that for long because you were thinking about what was coming up this week.
Yeah, the gauntlet keeps coming at us. So, we the 13-game homestand, we talked about it a week ago here on this show, and, we're 4 games into it, and but it doesn't get any easier. We have South Alabama coming tomorrow night. Tulane, who's red hot, is coming in on Wednesday, and then we board the bus at 8 on Thursday, headed to Dallas Baptist for 3. So, we're going to take it one game at a time. South Alabama's had our number for whatever reason. So, we need to be ready to play tomorrow night and give it our best effort and try to get our belt notched in that win column.
I was going to ask you about that. Sometimes it's like there's just a team that you can't get over the hump against, and you can't maybe even figure out why exactly. Is there anything that you can put your finger on as it pertains to South Alabama over the last couple of years?
No, there really isn't. And, Calvi and Mark Calvi are good friends, their head coach. And,
yeah.
He says everybody's got one of those teams. It just is that torn. But the thing is that we both agree they're all close games. I mean, they're all a play here, a play there, a hit here, a hit there that have been the deciding factor in those games. It's just at the end of the day, it's like the last time we played. We went 13 innings. And where we did not play well, we still had opportunities to win that game, not only in the regulation innings, but when we got into extra innings, we still had it. But we just didn't execute and do the things that it took to win, and South Alabama did. But sometimes that's how it goes. And tomorrow night we'll get a new opportunity to try to get ourselves break that streak of losing to them and get ourselves in the win column.
So a big week indeed. 6 o'clock tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. Then you said you get on a bus at 8 on Thursday morning to head to Dallas. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes. And it's supposed to be 42 degrees on Friday over there in Dallas. So it'll be a little bit nippy with I think 26 below that night. So it doesn't get any easier, Richard.
No, we got to stop this. It's time for it to be warm. Time for it to be warm.
Every day needs to be like today, right now, for baseball.
There you go. Scott, thanks as always.